Welcome back to The Curious Yapper. I'm Madison, your host and favorite yapper, and it's been a solid month since I have last recorded, and I have certainly been through the trenches of roller coasters of emotions. First of all, I'm a little disappointed that I don't have an episode a week because I thought it would be so cool to at least do this for a year and have 52 episodes, one a week. So again, that stubborn person in me that last did a 2-minute video so that I could have an episode every week. She's a little sad that I haven't mustered up the ability to record once a week. And at the same time, I guess it's good that I didn't force myself to do stuff because it's been rough. So let's talk about it, because we talk about out of your comfort zone, and I would certainly say I've been out of my comfort zone for a month, and it's not even for fun things, which is a bummer. Background information, have been going to therapy for over 2 years. Actually, probably closer to 2.5 years. The entire purpose of that was to heal myself so that I could live the most joyful and rich life for myself. And I've definitely healed some parts of me to be able to do that. The fact that Evan and I moved outside of Texas, that's also proof that I have worked and healed some parts of me. And a large part of my healing journey was to leave a job that wasn't conducive for me to live my joy-filled life. And there were just behaviors that I was not asserting boundaries in my job to be able to take care of me. So although I have healed that part, did a brave thing, left without having something lined up, and now I have employment again, it is not something it's a journey. So there's not, oh, now I'm healed. And I'm noticing some of those old patterns and behaviors come back, and I don't like it. My work is taking a large toll on me, mentally and physically. I'm getting headaches. I leave with really tight shoulders and really tight hips. And if you know anything about trauma, you store stuff in your hips, and my hips are tight. And I don't like having the physical reactions to a job, because we're just floating on this darn floating rock, and it doesn't, in the grand scheme of things, matter. And my brain is having a hard time compartmentalizing that part of my life and not allowing myself to have it exist in this little spot and then come home and do whatever I need to do. So I do not like that is happening. It's definitely taking a mental toll as well. And at what cost? Why accept that? Why? Evan and I think, are both in places where we're like, what are we doing? And I don't know. I don't know what we're doing. So anyway, some of those behaviors are coming back, and I need to find ways to choose myself, because at the end of the day, it's all I got is me. And if it's not, my environment is not conducive for my mental health, gotta change some things. However, you'll notice that this common denominator is your girl. I was in a job before and exhibited some of these behaviors, burnout, and then I left it feeling brave, feeling on top of the world. I'm changing a thing, and then now we're back to exhibiting some of those behaviors. So mirror me, it's me, and it's my job to find the boundary for me to have that joy-filled life and not have it impact me so deeply as it is. So I don't love it. I don't love that that mirror is me. It's not fun. And again, I have done so much work on myself. I am a different person than I was 2 years ago, and I have healed a lot. And apparently we still have more to go. And I think I've mentioned probably months ago at this point, but it's like, I wish I would learn that I'm not the problem and it's everybody else. But turns out it's me. So, not easy, not a great pill to swallow, that I have to make changes if I want the joy-filled life, the balanced life. I don't want to think about work at home, doesn't feel good, don't love it. So that's where we currently are. And in the midst of all of the chaos and stress and not good feelings, I definitely saw some of my old patterns pop back up, especially in attachments. So when I am super stressed, I turn inward and I do not want to talk to anybody about the things, and it builds and builds and builds and is not great. So I have an avoidant attachment. If any of you are curious, go research and read into attachment theories. They are largely formed when you are growing up, and it's the environment that you grow up which forms how you show up. So the big three are secure, which is the goal. You want to be able to have that healthy balance of processing and feeling and knowing your emotions and being able to lean on people to help you through it. Anxious is one of the options where you need the reassurance of people and you need people there to help you get through hard times. And then there's the avoidant person who it doesn't feel safe to express those feelings and emotions. So bottle it all in, not healthy, and it can feel pretty lonely. So definitely have gone through seasons of that. It didn't always feel safe sharing emotions growing up, and sometimes there wasn't space for my emotions growing up. So that all imprinted on how I kind of survived and coped, and I did things independently and I did things alone, which to the outside person, they're like, oh, go Madison, she's got this. She just always knows how to get it going and accomplish things. And it's like, no, that's a coping mechanism that I did it all by myself. So not great, especially as an adult. And going through that, I identified 2 safe people. We've got Evan, bless Evan. I do feel safe sharing bigger emotions with him. And then also my therapist. So yay to that. However, it doesn't feel good that I don't lean on other people. So avoidant attachment. Look up your attachment theories. One of the best books that my sister recommended to me was How We Love, and that explained a lot for me. And I ate up that book, cried during it. It shows you what probably was your growing up and how you formed into how you are. And that book made me cry a lot. Anywho's, definitely am trying to inch toward that secure attachment where I can lean on people when I'm really stressed and have the big emotions and don't really know what to do. I turn to that avoidant. I also am fine sharing once I've gotten through the big season. So right now, I'm not through it, but I can at least identify and share that my avoidant attachment was showing up, and I can share that here because it's not as close and vulnerable as it was 4 or 5 weeks ago. And so I have no problem sharing after I've figured it out and after I've moved through the hard emotions. But when I am in it, I'm not talking, and that's not healthy. So anyways, avoidant attachment. Look it up. Curious what your attachment style is. And throughout all of that, Evan and I still did little weekend getaways. We went to Crater Lake. That was really cool. That was after a week of crap. and I was like, we need to get away, run away and do all the things. And Evan's like, we're not running away if we come back. And I was like, okay, well, let's pretend for a weekend that we're running away. So we did. We ran away there. We also went to the Hoh Rainforest. I don't remember if that was ever an episode here. Went to the Upper Peninsula of Washington, and that was really cool. Great stuff. In between there, my dad visited. It was great to show him things that we love here and share that. I was glad to take him to the beach on the Oregon coast, something he had never seen before. Got to show him waterfalls, and it was just great to share the things that we love. And then I don't know if there was a trip in between there. And then we had one of my Texas friends, met her in college. She was a college roommate. She came and visited. Same thing, got to show her some of the things we love here. And I even did some new things with her that I had not done prior. And so there's been little spurts and pockets of good. And at the same part of my own healing journey is not to negate or invalidate any of the hard, because that's a big deal to me. To have space for the tough emotions. That's also something growing up wasn't necessarily there. So my big values is to acknowledge the hard because it's reality. And yeah, so there's good. Then last weekend we had Evan's brother and his family visit. And again, that was a similar thing where it just was so fun to share what we call home and a place that we love. And it's fun to share that with people that we love. And getting to see, they have 3 kiddos, and getting to see their amazement with all the new around them. It was their first time to fly on a plane. First time to see a beach. I think I'm getting a little emotional, but it was great to be able to share that with people that we love. So there has been good sprinkled in with the challenge. Some other goods. I am tearing up. Whew. Other goods. The leaves are changing here and I love the color. And all the scenic drives, and it feels a little bit like the spring because the spring just had flowers all the time and the colors, and I just love all the colors. And so the leaves, other good, Evan has been great through all of the waves. I've gotten to read lots of books. I've gone on a spurt of buying physical books, and now some of my Libby books are ready to go. So that's also been good. The plants are currently alive. Thanks to Evan, not thanks to me. So yeah, we've been through the trenches over here. I've also gotten to FaceTime with my niece, and that's also been good. She's growing like a weed, and it's fun. She just tried chocolate because they went to Boo at the zoo, and so that was also really cute to see her try chocolate, and she loved it. Yeah, we're emotional up here. Also, we went to our first pumpkin patch here, and you guys, I couldn't believe pumpkin patches here. The pumpkins grow on the vine. When we got on the hayride to go to the pumpkin patch, I was like, cool. This is fun aesthetic. We're going to a field with some pumpkins. When we arrived, I just saw a bunch of orange pumpkins in the field, and I was like, oh wow, look, they did all that effort to put all these pumpkins here. And I thought they had put all of the pumpkins just in a field so that it just was cool. No, Madison. We went to the field where the pumpkins were growing, and that's why they were just there. Blew my mind that then I went to a pumpkin patch with pumpkins on the vine. Couldn't believe it. And it was so fun to walk around, and they were still on the vine, so when you wanted a pumpkin, you picked it off. So there was a field where there was just a bunch of pumpkins everywhere. And then there was a whole other half of the field that was green, like your garden, where the vines were there, the pumpkins were beneath. I just couldn't believe it. And when I went to work and shared with people what the mind blowing, they're like, well, what are pumpkin patches in Texas? And I was like, they're like a church parking lot, and they have them just in rows. There's a display kind of like the grocery store, and they've got some hay just for some of the vibes and aesthetic. And you guys, I asked my dad what he thought a pumpkin patch was, and he was shocked that it was on the vine. I think I shared it with my sister, and it was just another funny thing about living here that was just so different. And I loved it, and it was so cool. And we got to go with Evan's cousin, and that was just really fun too. So there's a little sprinkle of family here, just that cousin and their family, and we really have same values, and it just feels good to have people that just like you for you, no performing. Then another thing that I've noticed here is there's an election coming up the first Tuesday of November. I will research before I vote, don't worry. I will be educated. Do I know anything right now? Don't. I do not. But I will. I promise. Ever since 2016, I have not missed an election. Your vote matters. Please vote. I didn't vote in 2016, and I have voted every single time since. Anywho's, your civic duty. But what's crazy here is they want people to vote because they mail us our ballots. How amazing that we get our ballot mailed. We can walk to drop it off in a ballot box that is right outside our community. It's right by the post office. So convenient. And they sent us a pamphlet that it's like your voter guide. So it tells you what you're voting on and who are the candidates and what are the propositions and things like that. And the South could never. And it's amazing. And I love it. And voting should be convenient. Anywho's, we don't have to get there. Other thing too is realizing that as the media is being crazy, specifically with Portland, I have never been more proud to live somewhere. And I'm proud to be, now I told Evan, from here. I'm proud to be from here. I'm proud the way that people are responding here. And it just feels really good to be in a place that feels me, feels us, and that I'm not embarrassed it just feels good. It feels like home and the values, and it feels good to be in a place like that. So that is the good. Some of the efforts for me to continue to do is I am still trying to do things that are good for my body, especially as the dark and the rainy season is approaching. Yesterday I didn't want to go on a walk, but everyone's like, hey, you want to go on a walk? I was like, fine, I will. So I'm going to continue to set myself up for success, especially since I'm already kind of in a low season. Going to make sure that I'm focusing on moving my body because it helps my mental health, and getting sunlight when I can. And Evan and I have started making some soups. We did a beef stew a couple weeks ago, did a chicken tortilla soup a couple weeks ago, and today I'm cooking a lasagna soup. And then this week we'll also do a potato soup. I've never made that, or maybe even had it, so I'm excited for that. And we'll do another round of chicken tortilla soup at the end of the week. But I'm trying to make an effort for myself. It's an act of self-care and self-love. And despite what my brain tries to tell me sometimes, we are worthy of love, and people care about us, and I love myself. Those are some things my therapist made me say, and about a month ago, couldn't really say them. So, live, laugh, love. Life is hard. It's okay to have the down seasons. Don't give up. And thanks for the app, Sesh Yappers. I'll catch you next time. Have the best week you can do. Don't give up.